Okay, let me tell you about myself first of all. Then I'll quickly get to know of you as well, and then we'll go with the sessions, right? So my name is Law, right? Law Kumar Shah, and you can call me Law. That's perfectly fine. And basically, I work for the Junico, right? I'm a Cisco TAC engineer, right? And in certification, if I tell you, I did my CCIE enterprise, right? And data center as well, right? So this is my CCIE number. And if I tell you the experience total, I have 10 years of experience in the training domain and the corporate as well. So I never quit the training. Continue my training in the corporate as well. So, I handle the corporate things, I handle the training things. And apart from this thing, right, I do have a good experience in the design label as well. So whatever the trainings that we are going to handle it, right? So it doesn't matter the enterprise, what we call the SD-WAN and the data center, all this training, we have to go with the, not only the configuration perspective, all the design perspective as well. So I'll quickly get to know from yourself as well, so that I will have a clear picture what background you have it. Have you ever worked with the SD-WAN, or have you working with the WAN technology or LAN technology as not? So as I know that Keras and Yasid, just gonna go with the Priyansu. Priyansu, do you have any experience in the SD-WAN or any expertise that you have it?
Uh, no, Law. Actually,
Mhm.
I am from a voice background, so I
Okay.
don't have any experience on SD-WAN or LAN technology. I know somewhat routing switching means what is how the switches work and router
Okay.
works and the routing protocol as well. But
Mhm.
I do not have any deep knowledge about it.
Okay. So for you, delay is matter, man.
Yeah.
And how about the Rajiv? Rajiv, am I audible? Can you hear me? Looks like he is not there. Sarath, can you hear me?
Yes, Lord.
Yeah. Can you please
So,
tell me? Yeah.
so the same thing that Raj, Priyansh should have.
You
So,
are also a voice?
yeah, I'm totally from the voice, but I know the routing and switching. So,
Okay.
this is,
So basically, I can assume that you guys are from the voice team, right? And you know the routing and switching, right?
yes.
Okay, that's good
Yeah.
one. That's good one. So I got to know the where should I start the thing. Okay. So the first of all, the keyword itself is a very budge keyword, right? SD-WAN. So my first job is what always to everyone. You should know, right? Why you should know what, and you should know how, right? So my question, like, why SD-WAN? What's the reason behind it, right? What is SD-WAN, and how SD-WAN, how SD-WAN works? If you know this thing, right? If you know these three questions, then definitely what happen, you will have a great picture of your any technologies. So, when you're planning for the interview, if you have a 10 years of experience and if you go for the interview, they will not ask you, hey, can you please explain me what is SD-WAN? They will never ever ask you that. They will simply gonna ask you why SD-WAN. Okay, they will ask you the question, how this SD-WAN works, right? How this vMan is gonna work, how the vSmart is gonna work, how the VHS and the V orchestration plane is gonna work, right? The vBond. They will never ask you that question, why, what is SD-WAN? Okay, so my main job is what you have to make a clear picture of these three questions. After the 1 week, right? Maybe the next week, Sunday, this all these three picture will be clear to you, and then we will good to go and deep dive the SD-WAN as well. Now, before I'm going to move to the SD word, let me move to the WAN. Can anyone help me to understand me what is WAN? Anyone? What is WAN?
Wide area network.
Wide area network. And what is wide area network?
We can connect
We can
from
connect.
from the large organization on different country.
Okay, we can connect two or more sites, right? Through the public network or private network as well. We can call it as well if you have a lease land, right? It's a completely a WAN environment, right? understand the logic right now. Let's say example, right? Okay, just make a pay attention. And if I go fast, just let me know. I'll go bit as well, slow. So let's say example, think about it. This is my PC over here, right? And I'm just make you understand right now what is WAN. Then I'll come to the SD. So this is the PC, these are the users, we have it. And I have some few servers over here. You can call this guy as a FTP server, right? You can call this guy the DHCP server as well, no matter, right? And then I have a switch over here, right? This particular switch has a kind of this particular PC right now. So this particular PC can ping the 1 or 2. This particular PC can ping the 1.3. This particular PC can ping the 1.4 as well, no problem, right? Let's example, if the PC wants to go to the internet, then have to go with the gateway. So this is the gateway IP address we have 110.100. And now I have a same way what happened. I have a some user in the data center as well. So I have a data center network. We have a spine and leaf topology, right? So I have a spine. This is my spine number 1, and this is my spine number 2 as well. And it's my leaf number 1 and the leaf number 2 as well, right? I have a users are connected with the leaf. So I have some servers over here, right? Which you connect the leaf right now. Same way I have some servers which you connect with the leaf number 2. This is my, again, my data center network right now. Okay. I have some user in the different location. Maybe this is the Delhi. And this is the Bangalore. So I have a user over here. And I have a user over here right now. So this guy's a 2.1, this guy's a 2.2. And they have a switch right now. They have a connectivity. And then what happened? They have a connect with this router number 2 right now. And finally, after that, we have this is the Bangalore, BNGALORE. And this is the another site I have it. Different site I have it. Why we have a different site? A simple reason is that because our network grow, right? The reason to have a multiple site because our network grows right now. So it's 3, right? I have a lot of user over here. I have a lot of user over here. Of course, right? If you have a very small budget company, right, you will have only one site. But think about it. Think about like a CCIE hub right now. So CCIE hub right now is a startup. So what happened? We are in the Noida right now. But after some time, what happened? We have a plan to open this branch in the Bangalore. After some time, what happened? We'll have a plan to open in the Mumbai as well, maybe the Pune as well, maybe in the Chennai as well, maybe in the Kerala as well, maybe in the different country like a Saudi as well, right? So as we grow, we can open the multiple branches. Same way what happened, there's an organization XYZ, and XYZ has a multiple branches office over here right now. Now, the thing is that this user we have over here, let's say example, this guy is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and the 3.4. Anuj, you just joined. So let me tell you that what we are doing. I'm just explaining the meaning of WAN right now. Okay, what is the wide area network? Now, the thing is that these users that you have over here, this is connected with the router right now, router number 3, I can call it. Now, tell me one thing, just question to you. Can I make a ping from 101 to the 102? Is it possible?
Yes.
Can I
Yeah,
make a 2.1 to the 2.2?
Yeah.
Can I make a 3.1 to the 3.4?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great one. 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, and 6.1. Can I make a ping 5.1 to the 5.2? Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah, do that. And can I make a ping to the 5.3 to the 6.1? Is it
No.
possible? It's
No.
possible,
It's
right? Because we have a connectivity right now. It's a routing. It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna possible, no problem, right? Because eventually, what happened over here? Let's say example, I have a user over here, and think about like this way. I have a 100.1 right now. Now tell me, can I make a ping to the 100.1 to the 101? It's possible, right? We can make a routing as well. We can make a sub interface. We can make a inter-VLAN routing. Let's example, this is a VLAN number 10 and sub VLAN number 20. So I can do the inter-VLAN routing, right? They can make a ping. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So I'm assuming everyone is on the same page right now. Now tell me one thing. Is it possible that I can send the traffic from here to here? Or is it possible that I can send the traffic from here to here? Is it possible that I can send the traffic from here to here or here to here? Is it possible? Bangalore to Delhi, Delhi to Mumbai, data centers as well? Is it possible?
Yes, if
Yeah.
we have connectivity.
Yeah.
Which connectivity?
Means if our router
VPN.
is connected to each other, and if we have a R1, R2, R3 connectivity by any means, then we are able to
How we can provide the connectivity? Because they are in the different locations: Delhi, Bangalore, Goa.
Service provider.
Service provider. That's a good one. You got that? We have a service provider, right? Internet service provider comes in the picture. So I have a multiple bunch of options. We have it. What option you have it in the service provider? I have an
Internet.
option of the MPLS.
MPLS, yeah.
I have option of the internet service provider, internet. What is the difference between these two? One, it's a private one, it's a public one.
Yeah, cheap cost is.
Of course, that's I'm come to the later, leave it. Then we have an option of the LTE. Then we have option of the lease line, right? Then I have an option of the what 4G, 5G connection as well. A lot of option we have to provide the connectivity. We can take a lease line as well. We can also use the concept of the dark fiber. Okay, do not worry about it, right? Whatever the terminology that you see right now, dark fiber and those things, these are the high level terminologies that you may or may not be encountered. If you're not encountering the production network, I'll help you to explain every single thing. But I'm just going to make sure that from the today class, you at least grabs, right? Not I'm saying that you just grab the 100%, at least try to grab the 70 to 80% things. Okay, that's enough for me. So with the help of, right, with the help of any technology that you see over here, I can provide the connectivity, right? So I'm taking example. I'm just taking example of the lease line. I'm just taking example of the lease line right now. So I'm going to make a point-to-point connectivity. The lease line has one thing is that it's a point-to-point connectivity. I have another lease line from here to here. So the Delhi is going to connect with the Goa. The Delhi is going to connect with the Bangalore. The Bangalore is going to connect with the data center network. The data center is going to connect with the Goa. And the Bangalore is going to connect with the Goa. Now again, Delhi has no connectivity to the data center network, so he cannot access any server. So I have to provide the connectivity with the Delhi to the data center network right now. Is it good now? Looks like.
Yeah.
It's good, right? It's look a full mesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you that full mesh, I'm not denying you. So many of the people are saying that full mesh is a bad thing. Let me tell you the design of this one. Full mesh is amazing one. It's amazing technology. Only the problem the full mesh is what? It's a cost. One of the good part of the full mesh is what? It's gonna give you the optimal routing always. It's gonna give you the best path. Optimal routing is what? Best path. It always gonna give you the best path information. That's an amazing benefit of the full mesh. Many of the times you heard this term, right? In the BGP. Hey, full mesh has a lot of problem. That's why we are going to the route reflector. I'm not denying you. It's a good thing. But you need to know pros as cons as well. The cons, you know that. Pros is what? The full mesh has amazing benefits, giving the optimal forwarding. The best path. Optimal means what? Best path. But now, right now, what happened? We need to think about according to the cost perspective. Why I'm going to think about the cost perspective? I'll come in when I'm going to explain you the SD-WAN, then I'm going to talk about the cost. But right now, just focus on this part. We have to think about the cost perspective. For the cost perspective, what happened? I cannot go with the lease line point-to-point connection. A lease line is a line that is that connectivity, that cable between your company to the another branch of the company from Delhi to the Bangalore. So this wire that you see, it's going under the sea, or maybe the under the road, or maybe the under the land, right? So sometimes you see that, right? So the cables are going through the under the water, right? That's a lease line connection. You have it. In our technical word, we can call as a dark fiber. But reality, if you see that, this looks like this one. I'll show you that lease line. Underwater. Can you see that this is the how the connectivity is happening? So this is the one building over here. This is the home over here, and the connectivity is happening through the yellow one. Sorry, the pink one. So under the land, the cable is putting over here. So if this is the water right now, under the water we are putting a lot of cables over here. One of this one is a good example, optical fiber. I can show you that. So optical fiber under the water. Yeah, can you see that this one? Most of the times you see this one as on the social medias, right? These are the putting the cables over the lease line connections. So we have an option that we can connect with the lease line, but this problem has a full mesh, right? It's a cost effective, not a cost effective solution. We have to save the cost because I'm paying a lot of money for this one, from Delhi to the Bangalore, from Delhi to the data center, and from Delhi to the Goa as well. So what option you have it? So service provider said, okay, if you want to save the cost, what I can do that, I'll give you the public connection. Either you can take the internet or either you can take the MPLS. Now, if you're going to take the internet connection, right? Let's example, if you're going to take the internet connection, right? If you see that in the case of internet, what happened? Router 1 is not directly connected with the router number 2. Router number 1 is not directly connected with the router number 2. Guys, please be on mute. If you have a question, you can unmute it. But just please pay attention. I'm just giving you the good definition of the optimal forwarding of the full mesh. So right now, router 1 has no connectivity with the router number 2. So in that case, what happened? Your traffic will, right? Your packet will follow like this way. Your packet will come to router number 1. It will go to the internet. It will route through the internet to the somewhere like this way. And then finally, it will reach to the router number 2 from the longer path. But if you make a lease line connection from here to here, then what happened? Your traffic will come to router number 1. It will directly go to the router number 2. That's giving you the optimal path. So the internet has a problem is what? The internet has some problem. The problem with the internet is what? It is not always gonna give you the exact SLA, service level of agreement. What is the meaning of SLA? It is not gonna give you the guarantee that, let's say example, you paid the money for the 50 Mbps. Okay. And you paid the money for the maximum delay you should be have a 200 millisecond. So this is my agreement that I have between the customer to the service provider. If you're gonna take the internet, what happened? The internet will not give you the correct, complete, guarantee. Okay, you will always get the 50 Mbps. Sometimes what happened? It will be low as well. So if you have a mission critical application, let's say example, you have a lot of application servers over here, right? In the data center network, and you want these app servers should not face any kind of delay. Let's say example, you have a video gaming server, right? Gaming servers, you have it over here. The gaming servers and the, what we call, trade server, right? You have a trade server over here. These trade server, the gaming server, they do not want to face any kind of delay. They never want to face any kind of delay. In that case, right? In that case, what happened? I cannot go with the internet, right? Because internet is not going to give you the correct bandwidth always. So I have to go with the option of what? MPLS. Internet is the cheaper. MPLS is a little costly. So I have option of the MPLS. With the help of MPLS, what happened? Whatever the SLA that you're getting, you will get the exact SLA. If you're not getting the exact SLA, then the customer can inform to the service provider, hey, listen, the money I paid it, I'm not getting the service for that one. So in that case, what happened? The service provider has to, give you the better service, right? So somehow, if you're gonna lose some traffic as well, they will, you can make a penalty to the service provider as well. It's happening in the production network. Let me pause the recording for the 1 minute. So I'll give you the one example of the production. Proper service as well. Now, if you see, I connected the one LAN network. This is my one LAN over here, LAN 1. This is my LAN number 2. This is my LAN number 3. Guys, please pay attention. This is my LAN number 3. And this is my LAN number 4. Now, what I'm trying to say you over here, these LANs are located in the different location. And they are connected, right? They are connected with the through the MPLS, through the internet, or through the lease line. Anyways, no matter. So if you're going to connect the two branches through the service provider, if you're going to connect the two branches to the lease line, this kind of connectivity is called as a wide area network. Why we call this guys a wide area network? The reason is that because this is the too far from the one location to the another location. If you're going to deploy the same thing within a campus, that's called as a metropolitan area network within the city with the help of local service provider. But when the one LAN is in India, another LAN in the Dubai, one LAN in the Delhi, another LAN in the Bangalore, and it's too far, right? In that case, what happens if you're going to connect the LAN 1 and LAN 2? That concept is called the wide area network. And now through this one, what happened? Think about it. What happened through this one? The PC1 now can, right now the PC1 can easily exchange the, right now the PC1 can easily exchange the any traffic with the PC number 2. They can access the any traffic what is present in the data center side as well. No problem. My traffic will go by the MPLS. All my data can be accessed now. Do you see any problem over here? Do you see any problem over here in this particular scenario? Right? And the communication is working good. You know, I have saved the cost just removing the lease line.
But the main MPLS center point is down, then sorry, the center point is down, then
Exactly, right? That's a great catch. If your MPLS goes down, that's my single failure. You all goes down, right?
Use internet here.
Yeah, backup. I have to always go with the backup. You cannot trust me in production network. You cannot rely on the single service or never ever. You cannot do that. Okay, I'm not explaining you the SD-WAN concept right now. I'm coming to the SD-WAN. So the why question was there, now why SD-WAN? You will get to know that. You cannot rely on the single service provider. We have to go with the backup one. So let's example, I'm going to go with the internet right now. So I have all these router one is connected with the internet. Then this is going to connect with the internet right now. The data center is also connected with the internet. This router 2 is also going to connect with the internet right now. So now make sure that, right, the MPLS should be the primary and the internet should be the backup. So if the MPLS goes down, my traffic will go by the backup one. Now, tell me, what is the problem now? Over here.
So always redundancy is required to get
The
a
redundancy,
continuous.
you have to do that in the production. You have to, there's no other option. What is the problem over here?
costing and hardware cost.
Costing and hardware cost, that you have to pay it because redundancy, whenever the redundancy comes in the picture, you have to pay with the cost and everything. Now, the thing is that, let me explain you that. Over here, what happened? See, right now, every single thing that you see, most of the production network things are on the cloud, right? Most of the services, if you have a good budget, then you can put in the data center network as well, of course, because your own data center is going to give you the good security. But most of the things right now, the small companies, a small cap, we have the mid-size cap, they are trying to put the things on the cloud side. For example, even CCIE Hub right now, I put the many things on the cloud, on AWS, to just save the cost. Now, what I want, think about it. I want to make sure that, right? I want to make sure that if the MPLS is giving you the good, SLA, that customer, hey, if it is not going to happen. But again, it's all about the hardware, right? You guys have encountered in the production network slowness issue. Anyone has faced this one, slowness? or heard this term?
Yes.
Packet loss slowness, anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, sometime.
Sometimes packet loss slowness is there, right?
Yes.
So it's normal. Why it's normal? Because it's depend on the hardware. Maybe your physical cable is faulty. Maybe sometimes your SFP is making not working properly, not attached. Or maybe on the interface side, what happened is a buffer is not there. Maybe the router is busy with some other process. It happens. So I'm gonna make sure that if the delay and packet loss is happening, the slowness is happening, in that case, what happened? The gaming server, the trading data is happening. Can you imagine that whenever you do the trading on the Grow or multiple, application softwares are there, in just a fraction of the 1 second, what happened? The cost is very, right? Just a fraction of 1 second. Even whenever you're buying the gold, I'll tell you that recently I was buying the gold, and after the 30 minutes, what happened? The guy said that, okay, the gold price has changed now. They have said they increased the 100 rupees.
And sometimes this happen to the bidding as well. When
Yeah, that's a bidding one. Hey. So how are you gonna say? How are you gonna solve this one? So I'm gonna make sure that automatically, right? Auto route the traffic. Auto route the traffic based on what? Application. Based on what application I'm gonna auto route the traffic. I'm gonna say that, okay, if the delay is happening, this, if the packet loss is happening, this, automatically do one thing. This router is gonna route the traffic from the internet automatically. You do not need to manually do this kind of configuration. You just need to do the one configuration. That's all. Then what happened? If the router will face any kind of delay, any kind of latency on this side, automatically what happened? The traffic will go by the internet, the backup path. This I can do only for these applications, that the gaming and trading. Remaining, I don't have any problem. Remaining, it will go by the anyways. I don't have any issues. This is not done in the traditional WAN network. One problem. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Second problem. Let's come to the point. Tell me one thing. How do you going to manage this particular site over here right now? You need to put the one network engineer over here. Let's example, if this site has a MPLS running, if this site has a multicast running, and if this site has a quality of service and BGP and newspaper is running right now, and of course, the layer 2 as well, switching as well. This site has a requirement of the L2 only, right? Again, this site has a requirement of the L3 and L2 as well. Of course, data center has L2 and L3 as well, plus storage as well. How many engineers you require? You require engineers on every site location, right, to manage this infra. So to manage the Delhi infra, you need a dedicated engineer in the Delhi location. To manage the infra of the Goa, you need a dedicated engineer in the Goa as well for the L2 engineer. To manage the engineers in the Bangalore, you need a dedicated engineer over here. To manage the engineer data center, you need a dedicated engineer over here. Okay, you may have a question, hey, Law, I do have a ability, I can do the SSH and those things as well. I'm not denying you. But how many times you're going to do the SSH and those things?
It will take some time, exactly.
Yeah.
And the configuration as well.
And let's say example, if I'm going to tell you, hey, you just need to bring up the new site. How long it will take? Let's say example, I'm going to give this task to let's say example, I'm going to take the random name. So I have a Sarad, right? So I'll tell the Sarad, hey Sarad, do one thing. You just need to go to I'll tell you the one location in the Bihar. Let's go to the Madhubani. Okay, there's a small district in Bihar, right? And you have to go to the Madhubani and you need to deploy the one branch route over here. What do you think? How much time it will take for the Aditya? The Aditya has to go to this location. Let me tell you that first of all, it is a remote location, so there is no airport over there. So nearest airport will be Darbhanga. So he has to go to the Darbhanga, then he has to land to the Madhubani, and then he need to, configure the entire configuration from the scratch. All the routing protocol, all the switching protocol, MPLS, quality of service, all the policy and those things, right? ACL and prefix list. Lot of configuration this guy has to do on the multiple routers. Once they have done, then they have to bring up the devices. It will take the 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, and depend on the situation as well. The first problem is happening over here is what you need a dedicated engineer on every site. Second is what is happening. If you're gonna bring the new site, it will take some time. So there is no there is no centralized. There's no centralized management. Right? Every site is being managed. Listen to me carefully. Every site is being managed independently. Independently, every site is being managed right now. What I can do that, let me tell you that, what I can do that, I can put the one dedicated engineer over here at the one location. And from here, what happened? I can manage the entire network, centralized way. Or centralized based networking, we can call it. So even if this guy has to bring the Madhubani site up, what he has to do that, he will just call to the Madhubani guy, any ISP engineer, any ISP, normal ISP engineer, I'm saying that, जो Wi-Fi का connection करता है, the guy who is doing the Wi-Fi connectivity, normal engineer. I will just tell the guy, hey, listen, put the cable in the router. That's all. Put the cable in the router. That's all. Automatically, what happened from here, right? I will push the config. From here, what I can do that I will push the config. So when I'm going to push the config from here to the Madhubani location, what happened? Within an hour, right? Within an hour, what happened? Your site will be up, and now users can communicate over here. So the Madhubani, whatever the users in the Madhubani, Bihar, they can communicate with the Bangalore, Delhi data center and the Goa as well. So there is no delay now. You can save a lot of money. You can save a lot of money by introducing the new site, and you can save a lot of money by putting the one guy in the centralized location to manage the entire fabric, each location. This is called a centralized based. In traditional WAN, what happened? You don't have a centralized base right now. So the first problem, we have an application of a routing. We don't have it in the traditional WAN. Second problem, what do we have? We have to manage the each site independently. And if you're going to bring the new branch, it will take some long time. So that cost and the time both comes in the picture. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you another example right now. Let's change the example part. So you have you guys encountered the concept of the DMVPN? Anyone? Anyone? DMVPN? No?
No.
Okay, leave it. That's fine. No problem. You guys encounter the GRE concept? Generic routing encapsulation. Be frankly, tell me. If you don't know, then I'll explain you that.
No.
Okay, no, that's good. So I'll keep the GRE. So we'll talk about the GRE as well. Leave the DMVPN. DMVPN is not a part. So GRE will talk about it. Now let's take example of the simple way. I have a router over here, right? I have a service provider over here right now. I have router number 2 over here. Okay. I have my users in the VLAN number 10, and I have a users in the VLAN number 20 right now. I have a user in the VLAN number 10. I have a user in the VLAN number 20 right now, and I have a user in the VLAN number 30 as well. Let's say 30 as well over here. So switch, I have a connectivity. I have a switch connectivity right now. So this is the Mumbai. This is the Delhi. Now, what I can do that, right? I can provide the communication, right? I can provide the communication from VLAN 10 to the VLAN 10, VLAN 20 to the 20, and 30 to the 30 as well. Even they can, VLAN 20 can talk to the 30 as well. There's no problem. Inter VLAN and intra VLAN, both possible right now. Now, what I want, this is my sales team. Think about it. This is my management team, IT team. Sales, management, IT. Now tell me, is it possible that I want to make sure that, is it possible I want to make sure that the sales can only communicate with the sales? Let me go with this way. I don't have space. IT can only communicate with IT. Management can only communicate with the management, and the sales can only communicate with the sales. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Possible. You need to do a lot of policy, right?
Yes.
When I say the word policy, you just need to understand, and you need to do the lot of route for ACL, prefix list, and route map as well. You need to do a lot of things, right? Then you can do that. Do you know? Even if you're going to do that, you need to do a lot of policy on the router number 1 and router number 2 both. And whenever the any new subnet comes in the picture, anything new comes in the picture, you need to again rechange the configuration. Guys, please focus on my word. If something new comes in the picture over here, then you need to rechange the configuration. If the new new subnet comes in the picture, the new broadcast domain comes in the picture, you need to rearrange the configuration again. With the help of SD-WAN, right, we do have ability. With the help of SD-WAN, we do have ability. We can achieve the end-to-end segmentation. Now, if somebody will ask you, hey, why should I use the SD-WAN? End-to-end segmentation that I have it. I do not need to do any kind of a lot of policy, those things. ACL and prefix, nothing I have to do that. What I can do that, I'll tell you in an easy language. We'll talk about it, don't worry.
But law, I think if we connect the router 1 and router 2, then LAN to LAN connectivity means VLAN 10 will communicate with VLAN 10 only. It will not communicate with 20 without using any policy.
No. What do you mean by without any policy? It will, right? Because it's a complete layer 3 right now, not the layer 2. Think about like this way.
Okay.
Router we have. Okay, leave this one. Tell me one thing. Can VLAN 10 20 communicate right now?
No.
But if I'm gonna give the gateway for the VLAN number 10 and 20, then
it
can
will
communicate, right?
communicate. Yeah.
So of course, right? So we have a gateway for the VLAN number 10 and 20 and 30 over here as well. Now they can communicate.
Yeah.
All good?
Good.
Okay. So with the help of, right, with the help of SD-WAN, what happened? I can use the end-to-end segmentation. Now this word is amazing word. I'm telling you, this is the one of the weightiest word on the SD-WAN side. End-to-end segmentation means what? I can do one thing. I can place this guy, VLAN number 10 to the 10, into the VPN 10. I can place the VLAN number 20 to the 20 in the VPN number 20. And I can put this guy VLAN 30 into the 30 VPN number 30 right now. This VPN is the one of the terminology in the SD-WAN. We'll talk about it. Again, I'm repeating it. Don't worry. I'm just giving you the quick level of introduction of the SD-WAN. So there is a problem. To solve this problem, we have SD-WAN. If I'm going to put the VPN 10, 20, and 30, then what happened? The route, right? The route will be not leaked. So you will have a separate VPN number 10 routing table. You will have a separate number VPN number 20 routing table. So you will have a separate routing table for the VPN number 10. You will have a separate routing table for the VPN number 20. And you will have a separate routing table for the VPN number 30. This is like this way. Same thing, you will have a separate VPN 10 routing table, separate VPN 20 routing table, and separate VPN number 30 routing table. Is that okay? This end-to-end segmentation, if I tell you in the traditional ways, you can do that as well. That's why my question was, in DMVPN, there is a concept, it's called as a front VRF. With the help of VRF, you can use this end-to-end segmentation as well, but there's a lot of configuration you have to do that. The same thing again, like a SD-WAN is doing that, it's very hard to achieve it. The another challenge, right, of the traditional networking is what we have it. This is the router right now. This is one of the major challenge. This is the router right now, we have it. This is my another router. This is my another router. This is my another router over here. This is my another router. Right. And this is my another router. Now what happened? As we know that, right, if you want to configure anything on the router side, let's say example, if you want to configure the, right, if you want to configure the loop back on the router, if you want to configure the routing protocol on the router, what you have to do that, you need to take a SSH telnet, right? And then you can configure it. Right? That's how you are doing that. So whenever you are the engineer, right? Whenever the, let's say example, this is an engineer right now over here. Take example, this is the Rajiv right now. And Rajiv wants to configure the IP addressing and loop back over here on all the router and routing protocols as well. So they will first do the telnet of the router number 1. So telnet, we are not using the production network. We do use the SSH only, right? Never recommendation to do the telnet. Even if you are in the same LAN, not recommendation to do that. So it will take the SSH connection of the router number 1 and they will do the configuration. Whenever you do the configuration on the router number 1, this kind of communication is called a management plane. There are 3 types of plane we have on the router, right? Or simply in a simple language, you can call it traffic that a router is being handled. One is called the control traffic. One is data traffic, data plane, control plane, and third is a management traffic. So when I'm going to configure the devices through the SSH telnet or SNMP, I'm going to do that. It comes in the management plane. Same thing, I'm going to configure this guy, take a SSH for this guy, I will do the management. Take a SSH for this guy, I will do the management. Take a SSH for this guy, I will do the management over here. Same thing, same thing. So whenever I'm going to take a access of the router and do the configuration, management plane comes in the picture. Is that clear to you? Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Great. Now, I want to configure the routing protocol. So that route will be exchanged, right? Because eventually I want to reach to this network from here to here. So I'm going to configure the routing protocol. So I'm going to take the SSH, right? When I'm going to take the SSH, management plane comes in the picture, right? I'm going to do the routing right now. So when I'm going to configure the routing, they will exchange the routing information. They will first form the neighborship, right? And they will extend the routing information. So control plane comes in the picture. Control plane, routing protocol comes in the picture. Control traffic. Simple language, I'm telling you, routing protocol traffic. Okay, management plane, SSH, telnet, SNMP, and so on. Right? There's a lot of discussion is happening on this one. So I'm not going to go in the deep dive of this part because it will take the 2 hours only for this one. Now, once we have done this part, then I'm going to send the traffic. I'm going to make a ping. So when I want to make a ping to the 6.6.6.6.6, source will loop back number 1 or 101. What happened? Router 1 will get the packet, right? Source will be, destination will be source and destination. So when the router 1 is going to create the packet, what happened? The packet comes to router number 1. What router 1 will do that? It will look up the routing table and forward the packet. So data plane comes in the picture. So do you see one thing over here? Every router has a control plane, data plane, management plane. Is it clear to everybody why it's coming?
Yeah.
So based on the data plane, what happened? Router will forward the packet. Now, control plane is the routing protocol. Traffic. In a simple language, data plane you can call it the ping traffic, ICMP traffic, simple language. So main part is what? Control plane, right? The routing traffic. Because if I'm going to change the, let's say example, this is my sorter path right now. Which one is the sorter path? This one. Well, maybe this one or this one. Let's say example, this one is my sorter path right now. So my traffic will go by router 1 to router 4 and router 4 to router 6 right now. But let's say example, if I'm going to increase the cost of this link, then what happened? Maybe it will jump to this guy or maybe it will jump to this. Let's take example. Let me put the cost so that you will understand it. Cost is 10, 10, 5, 2, 10, 1, 2, 3, 5. And the loop back is a 5. So of course, this is the lower cost right now, right? 1, 2, this is a lower cost. Then after that, lower cost is a 3 and 5. So let's say example, if I'm going to manipulate the route, I'm running with the OSPF routing protocol. What I can do that? I will increase the cost of this link 10. So if I'm going to increase the cost of this link, then what happened? This path will be lower right now, the bottom one. Again, if I'm going to decrease the cost of this link, then what happened? The path will be changed over here. Who is responsible? Try to understand who is responsible for changing the path completely. Data plane or control plane? Routing protocol or the ping?
Control plane.
Control plane.
Control plane, right? Routing protocol. That's a good catch. What I'm trying to say you, every router can make a own decision as well. When the packet comes to router number 1, they can make a own decision. When the router comes to packet number 2, they have a control plane activity. They can take a own decision as well. When packet comes to this guy, he can tell, hey, I'm not a best path. I can send the packet to this guy, or maybe I can send the packet to this guy. Every router has a brain right now. The control plane is a brain. Every router has it. Think about it like this way. You guys, we are, configure the one company. And in that company, what happened? Priyanshu is, sorry. Priyanshu is there, Anuj is there, Kairaz is there, Rajiv is there, Sarad is there, right? And me is there. And there's no manager in the company. There's no HR in the company. So what happened? There will be no rule over here. Priyanshu will come in the 9 o'clock, Anuj will come at 6 o'clock, Kairaz will come in the 10 o'clock, Rajiv will come at 12 o'clock, Sarad will come in the 8 o'clock, Yasir will come to 9 o'clock. Everyone will come on their own time because there is no rules and regulation. Because everyone has their own brain, they can take a decision. Tell me, is it a way that run the company?
No.
Is it possible that we can achieve any project? We cannot complete anything. Right now, this is the biggest problem of the traditional networking is what every router has their own plane, control and data right now, and management. Now, what happened, right? I'm going to abstract, right? So think about like this way. This is my router. on this particular router, what happened? I have my control plane, I have my data plane, I have my management plane. What happened? I'm going to abstract the control plane, right? I'm going to abstract the control plane. And I'm going to put this control plane in the one separate box. I'm going to abstract the data plane. I'm going to put in the separate box over here. These boxes that you see right now is the networking boxes we have it. So abstraction, right? Abstraction of the control plane and data plane from the boxes, from the hardware boxes, is called as a software-defined networking. In a simple language, this is the how you can define the software-defined SDN solution. So now think about it. What happened? I will remove the control. I will remove the management right now. So they will only what they have it, data plane. Where I'm going to put the data control plane? I'm going to put the control plane over here, right? Only one control plane device. Can I put the multiple control plane device? We can put that, not a big deal for the redundancy purpose, but there will be only one control plane device. From one centralized location, think about it. From one centralized location, what happened? I can manage the router 1, router 2, router 3, router 4, router 5, router 6 as well. They will only have a data plane. So from here, right, from one location, from single eye, we can call it, from one location, I can manage my entire router. I'm going to tell the router, hey, listen, I'm going to define the policy on the router number 1. Hey, listen, you have to send the packet from here to there, like this way. Okay, you have to send the packet from here to there. This is only done from the here itself. I'm going to define the policy. I'm going to push the policy on the router number 1. That's all. This is called as a SDN solution. And this is also called as a controller-based networking as well. Why we call this guys a controller-based networking? Because everything is managed via the controller only. The name of this controller that you see in the SD-WAN is called as a vSmart. I'll explain you the word of this thing. Don't worry about that. I'm just giving you the name right now. The name of data plane device is called as vEdge. So this is the vEdge, this is the control plane, this is the vSmart. And the name of this device, the management plane that you see over here, this is called the vManage. Now the thing is that even my control plane goes down, right? Let's example, if this device goes down, there will be no impact on your traffic. My traffic is still will go by like this way. No problem in the traffic, of course, right? After some time, there will be a problem. But for the time being, no problem. You will have enough time to recover this control plane device. So even if you have a single device, if you don't have a budget, there's no problem. Because we have separated the control plane. Think about it. If the control plane will be over here like this way, and control plane will be over here like this way, and if the control plane goes down, can I communicate? Of course not. You gone, man. But if I'm gonna abstract my control plane from the boxes, abstract means मतलब क्या होता है निकालना. Abstract का मतलब होता है निकालना. अगर मैंने उसको निकाल दिया, if I'm gonna abstract the control plane, I don't care about it. Even if my control plane goes down, there's no problem in my data communication. We'll be doing the lab of this one as well. Don't worry about that. But this is the concept of the SDN solution. So SDN comes with the family, right? Software-defined networking. right? It's not a new word, it's an older word. If you go to the Google and just have a look over this guy, right? So what SDN is saying that? So SDN is an approach that separates the network control and the data plane as well, making it more flexible and the more programmable and manageable network. It's a centralized software, right? Just give me 1 minute. Hello? हाँ हाँ कुछ so I'm so sorry. So what I'm saying that the main approach of the SDN is what? It's gonna separate your control plane and data plane. Now I'll tell you the meaning of the folks, right, who done the SD-WAN. And if you're gonna ask me, can you please explain me the what is the SDN meaning? They will not explain you properly. They have clearly no idea. You need to understand one of the each and every small things. The SD word, the software defined. The meaning of software defined means what? It's a SDN solution. The meaning of the SDN solution means what? You are gonna separate, right? You're gonna abstract the control plane, separate the control plane and data plane from the devices. By doing this thing, what happens? You will have a more flexible and the management network. Flexible means what? Even your control plane goes down, there will be no impact to the data plane. It's gonna give you the centralized software that's gonna manage the entire network. So let me put this one over here. So this line is very, very important. Separate the control plane and data plane. I hope the concept is clear to everybody. Control plane means matlab routing protocol traffic. Data plane means ICMP ping traffic. So on a router itself, previously what happened, we had a control and data. Right now, what I can do that, I'm gonna separate the control, I'm gonna separate the data. I have a dedicated device for the control, I have a dedicated device for the data as well. So previously what happened, if the control goes down, data goes down. Right? So let's example, this is my router number 2. If the control goes down on the router number 1, you cannot extend any route over here. So no communication between router 1 and router 2. Locally, you can provide the communication, no problem. Locally, you can ping itself. No, there's no problem. But route extension will not happen. But in case of this one, what happened? If the data plane and data plane, if the control goes down, still they can communicate to each other right now. So that's the meaning of separation, and it's giving the more flexible. Why it's giving the more flexible? Because of this one, this behavior. I'm calling this guy the centralized software, right? To manage the network traffic. So from the control plane, I can manage the traffic. I can tell this guy, hey, listen, right? I will go to this control plane device. I can tell this guy, whenever you're going to send the traffic from 101 to the 6.6.6, traffic will go by like this way as well. That's a flexibility that I have it over here. Rather than the relying on the traditional hardware-based router switches. This allows for the dynamic configuration, automation, and the centralized control through the application and API as well. That's going to save a lot of cost in your networking domain. 2 questions to you guys. The word SD is clear to everyone? What is the meaning of SDN or SD?
Yes.
Yeah.
The word WAN is clear to everybody?
Yes.
Perfect. That's our main concept of this one. Okay? You should clear the SD concept and you should clear the WAN concept. Now, I'm not going to go in the deep dive of this. Otherwise, I will take the theory only, right? The main concept to clear this concept, the SD and SD-WAN. SDN family, if I talk about, we have a lot of flavor. Software-defined networking. We have if you're going to manage the wide area networking, WAN networking, the solution is called the SD-WAN. If you're going to manage the LAN area networking, the solution is called the SD-Access. If you're going to manage the data center network, the solution is called the ACI, Application-Centric Infrastructure. If you're going to manage the, what do we call? Come on, service provider, the technology is called the segment routing. So you have a, right, you have a, SDN solution everywhere. You have SDN solution WAN, LAN, DC, SP everywhere. In production network, you encounter every single thing. Every single thing. Let me give you the example. Let's example, you are working in the data center network. So probably there is a chance, right? You will not encounter the WAN. It's fine, not a big deal. Let's example, you're working in the service provider, you're gonna encounter the segment routing, but you're not gonna encounter the SDXs. You might encounter the SD-WAN as well. You might encounter the ACI as well. So not a big problem, but having a good knowledge is very, very important, because whenever you're gonna go for the interview, right, they will not only gonna ask you the questions, hey, you work for the service provider, can you help me with the segment routing? Okay, you have done it. Now they will hit the question to the SD-WAN as well. So you not need to learn the technology only the corporate requirement. You need to learn the technology based on the upgradation yourself as well. Because if you're not going to upgrade yourself, things will gone. Recently, you have seen that, right? AI, because of the AI, the things, many of the jobs has cut down. So keep upgrading yourself, start reading the books as well. Now, whatever the books I'm going to suggest you right now. So you can go to the Amazon, a lot of books. I'll give you the soft copy as well if you want. If you in the Noida, then you must visit the CCIE Hub Center. And we have a physical book of the SD-WAN as well. A lot of SD-WAN books, we have it. So you can take the books as a home, you can read about it, you can refund as well. Of course, the books are very costly, but we have every books over here. So which book you can read it? Okay, this is the very high level, leave it right now. You can learn this book, SD-WAN, Learning SD-WAN. This is not a Cisco Press one, right? This is not a Cisco, but this is the amazing book. You have it, right? This is the Catalyst Center. I'm not gonna put the weightage right now on this guy. We'll talk about it, but I'm not gonna put the weightage because my job is to first concept the clear of the WebTela, and then I'll come to the Catalyst. What is WebTela? What is Catalyst? We'll talk about it. Don't worry. So one book that you can take, use this one. I'll take a sniff of this one. I'll put that in the over here. Okay, and this one, the paperback. Ivan one. And what are the Cisco Press one? What was that one? Yeah, this one. I love this one. It's an amazing book. This is the amazing one. I love it. It is gonna give you the all the detailed information, right? Whatever the questions are being asked in the Cisco SD-WAN exams, all this is given over here. So if you are planning for the Cisco SD-WAN exams, so you have to read this particular book. But trust me, at the end of the day, right, I will be finishing this particular book as well. You will automatically finish this book at the end of the day, but not in that detail with the page by page, but at the end of the day, you will have a complete overview of this particular book as well. Okay. Now, if I come to the question, right, how you can do the labs and everything, right? So labs portion, right? First of all, I'll tell you. So labs you can do in our server as well, right? So you can reach out to the Sohail, right? Not Sohail. Sohail. You can reach to the Sohail, or you can ping to the me as well. You can ping to the Puneet as well, right? Any of the trainer, right? Any of the sales team, you can ping it and say that I need to do the lab of the SD-WAN. Can you allocate the server? So they will allocate the server to you and you can do the labs over here. So servers are 24/7. Okay, it's totally open. If you want to do the lab, right, in CCI Hub, if you want to come to the CCI Hub physically, you can come to the CCI Hub. CCI Hub from the January, it will be open 24/7. So even if you're in the night and if you want to do that, you can come in the night. This office will be open. You can do the lab over here as well. From the January, not now, from the January onwards. This is the one thing. If you want to do the lab in your own laptop, so at least you should have a 30 GB of the RAM, right? Minimum, that's something that minimum you should have this one, right? then you can do the lab of SD-WAN in your laptop as well. You just need to connect with the Sohail and ask the Sohail, hey, can you please help me to install the lab in my local laptop? They can help you to install in the local laptop as well. All good? Now, if I talk about the syllabus perspective, exam perspective, I tell you. So, SD-WAN, course syllabus. Oh, not this one. I'll show you that. Area. Cisco SD-WAN. Cisco syllabus. This exam is a part of the enterprise concentration exam, right? It's a part of the enterprise concentration exam. Right? The paper code we have 300,415 version 1.2 right now. Okay. So the previously it was a version 1.1. Now it's changed. And few more changes will become, of course, right? So you can see that. So effective of the March 1926, so the wireless content will be removed from the CCNP. So there will be no change in the SD-WAN, but change will be wireless will be not there in the CCNP examination. Previously it was there, right now it's still there. So if you're going to appear the exam for the CCNP, they will ask you the few wireless questions, but it will be not there from there. Now this exam is happening for the 90 minutes. You can go to the Pearson Center and you can give this exam online as well, right? This exam does not have any requirement. It's not a mandatory you have to give the NCORE paper or you have to get the CCNA paper. You can directly appear for this particular exam, right? At the higher level, right, you have a architecture section, 20%, controller deployment, have a 15%, data deployment, we have a 20%, policy, we have a 20%, security and quality, so you have 15%, automations, management, we have a 10%, right? In an architecture, you can have a how you can deploy this one. So they only talked about you can see that. So Catalyst only, right? What is Catalyst SD-WAN? I'll talk about it. It's a new way of SD-WAN, you can call it. It's a rebranding. Cisco has rebrand the name, change the name, right? Catalyst. So initially it was called as a Webtela SD-WAN. So Webtela, there was a company. Let me show you this history as well, so that you will have a clear picture. Okay, Webtela, not Cisco Wikipedia, Cisco acquisition Wikipedia. So this is the list of company that Cisco has acquired. Very smart. I'll go back to the Webtela, right? So you can see that in the May 2017, what happened? The Webtela company, software defined networking WAN, is acquired by the Cisco in this amount of dollar, right? So Webtela was a company, they have, they made the SDN software defined wide area networking solution, right? Before the 17, right? So this project was initiated in I think so 12 and 13 near around, right? I'm not able to call the exact date, but the SDN solution, the SDN word, this word came near around 2010. So eventually what happened after the lot of year of the hard work, so they launched this product and the company name was Webtela, and Cisco acquired this company in the 17, right? 2017. But later on, what happened? So initially, what happened? There was a Webtela solution, the Webtela SD-WAN people always used to call it, right? But later, what happened? Cisco rebrand the name is called as a Catalyst SD-WAN because there is a lot of problem was happening. I'll talk about the problem. Don't worry about that. So they do not talk about the Webtela anyway. If you see, it's not there. Now, should I learn the Webtela? Of course, you should learn the Webtela, not from the exam perspective, but the production perspective. In production, what happened? You will be definitely encounter the Webtela, definitely. The reason is that Cisco is a product-based company, and they keep changing the product, right, based on the demanded. But once the customer will buy the product, they have to go with the product only. So we'll talk about the Webtela, then we'll go with the Catalyst as well. So same thing, we have a controller deployment, how we can deploy the controller, right? How we can talk about the IPsec VFT. We'll talk about this thing, right? Then we have a router deployment, how we can deploy the router, what is the OMP protocol, what is the TLOC, how the routing protocol works on the over here, how you can deploy the policy, right? The VPN segmentation that I talked about, end-to-end segmentation that we can do over here. The application aware routing we can do over here. Direct internet access we can do over here. Then we have some, quality of service issues that we can do over here. Of course, this part I'm not going to do that because this automation, right? So we are not going to do this. Because it's just a part of the, describe over here. So I'll describe it, but we're not the labs option over here. We're just going to describe option. So these are the syllabus. I'm not ping. You can also go on the CCIE Hub website. The syllabus is also there. You can also, if you're not search it, you can search on the Google. I'll ping this link in the chat box as well, and you can grab this syllabus as well. So few things that I talked about, this will apart, servers, the book section, which books you're going to depend. If you are physically, you can come to the CCIE Hub, you can encounter the physical books as well. And what is WAN and what is SD and what is SD-WAN. Now, do you have any questions from my side? Priyansu, Ankuj, Kairaz, Rajiv, Sarad, Yasin.
Thank you, Mr. Lafwich.
Thank you.
All good from my side. Thank you.
All good?
Yeah.
For now, there is nothing to ask. I think all good.
It was, you learned something new, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
Sohail is very helpful, Sohail, when he sent me the files
Yeah.
to my email
Yep.
for installation.
Yeah. Thank you. All the teams are very helpful, Kairaz. Okay, cool, man. So one thing that I have an announcement, right? So tomorrow I can make a class. Okay, the reason is that I'm back to traveling to the Noida. It's a very urgent. I came back in the Rajasthan. Okay, and due to that reason, right, I have to move back to the Noida again tomorrow. So tomorrow I won't be able to take class, but from the next weekend, the class will be continued. Okay, so from the next weekend, Saturday we'll talk about some more theory, right, and some practical as well. And then Sunday we'll full-fledged to start with the practical part, right? So we are gonna make this session almost 25 to 30 hours of the session, right? So will you have a complete things in your handy? But this is the guarantee that I'm gonna give you. Once you have done this session, right, you will be able to easily crack any SD-WAN interview questions, any SD-WAN. That's I'm gonna give you the guarantee. All good?
Okay.
Thank you. So you just do one thing. You have to ping me on this number. Okay, 80786 42587. Right? Just mention your name and SD name. Let's say example XYZ, and mention the SD-WAN so that I can add you in the batch. So I have a few numbers with me. Like I have a Yasin number, Kairaz number, right? Anuj, I have it. So Rajiv, you need to ping. Priyansu, you need to ping. Sarad, you need to ping, right? You guys make a ping to me, right? So that I can add you in the batch and I can update you all the videos of the today class, the paint file of today class, and all the PDF books, right? The SD-WAN book, I can send it to you in right away. So after the 1 hour, you will be receiving all the information on the WhatsApp group over here. Okay.
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 Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Also, the link, the old batch CCIE 27.
Yeah,
Someone request a link.
I'll check that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very
So
much. See you.
tomorrow we have no class. We'll do the class. It's a really emergency. I came to the Rajasthan, so we'll be continuing from the next weekend only.
Sure.
So bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you.